We are live. We'll just wait for a little moment till Facebook starts rolling this out on our page. So we're going live on Facebook and on YouTube. So everyone can just jump on either platform. So I'm just going to kick it off. It's supposed to be still rolling out, but just to start off, we are going live using StreamYard. Now, if you're wanting to comment, ask any questions, you will need to pop over to the comments section and click on a link in there to give StreamYard permission to see your profile, and then I can see your questions. Okay, so welcome those that are already online. Welcome. I'm excited. I'm really excited. And these guys know I'm excited because we were speaking before we came live. So I'm excited to have Neil and Michael with us today. Now, Neil and Michael are from the Philippines, and we've just launched in the Philippines, and they have joined our 10th of May intake. So they're 2 weeks in, and we're going to be following their journey through these 6 weeks every fortnight. And then when they go over to the internship with MVP Studio, our partnering company, we'll follow them and catch up with them every month until they get a job. Okay, so there's a lot that goes on during the internship side. So I wanted to give them a month to kind of like process and go through a lot of stuff and then share exactly what they're going through and what they're learning, etc. So welcome, guys. Welcome, Neil and Michael. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's early, 7 a.m. over there in the Philippines. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Karla. Thanks for having us here.
Oh, it's so great to have you guys here. So let's just kick it off. Neil, tell us a little bit about your background. Did you have any, or do you have any degree? What's your background?
Well, first of all, Karla, thanks for inviting me. It's actually my first time to be in a Facebook Live session like this. I have a degree. I graduated with Electronics and Communications Engineering from one of the universities here in the Philippines. And I had the opportunity to work in a Japanese electronics firm for about 6 years. And then apparently there was actually an economic downturn way back in 2008. So I have to shift to another industry. So
Right.
I joined the BPO industry in 2008, and I've been with the BPO industry for more than 10 years now.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Fantastic. And Michael, what about you? What is your background?
Hello, Karla, and hello, Neil. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael. You can call me friends as well. I'm a former accounting specialist for a shared services here in the Philippines. So I've been also with BPO industry for a little bit, a while, for 4 years, and my previous work were on sales before. So it's on a bank locally, and as well as the insurance industry.
Interesting background. And now you're both doing the Business Intelligence Data Analyst Job Ready program. And like I said, you're 2 weeks in. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure a lot of people like to hear too, what have you been learning? So Neil, over to you. What have you been learning? Have you had any struggles? How's it going? Because those of you that are watching, everything, our company, our program is all done via live Zoom sessions. So there's time differences. So there's a lot of things that people they have to manage as they go through. But Neil, tell us how you're managing everything and what you're learning, etc.
I'm sure, Karla. Well, I am a career shifter, okay, and I graduated from the university a long time ago. And I'm not used to this so-called virtual classroom online teaching method. I'm still used to the old school method, Karla. So that's one of the biggest adjustments. Okay, and number two, it's a 2-hour classroom session, which is fully loaded with information. So I really need to make a big adjustment as well. And number three, some of our classmates have IT background. They even have master's degree. So I really have to catch up. So I really need to do advanced reading. So every day I check the question hub which was provided to us. I also do my self-study. So it's really important that when you are committed to learning something new, you really have to devote your time and energy in order for you to learn.
Good point. That's a really good point there, Neil, because there's always that more that you have to learn to solidify, isn't it? It's a
That's right.
solidification of what you're learning. So that's a really good point. And so that's awesome that you're stretching yourself as well, because like you said, you're used to a normal four walls of a classroom, but now it's kind of like a one wall where you
That's
come
right.
on your live Zoom session. So how are you finding that though, with your interaction and everything?
Well, actually, I'm getting used to it. The good thing is that the tutor is very diligent. If we have questions, we can actually just chat it on the group while he is actually teaching us something. So it's kind of interactive. It allows us to ask questions anytime we find the subject difficult.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. It's kind of like, it would be like more interactive than being in a lecture or in four walls, because you're able to ask those questions without, stopping a flow of the tutor, but the tutor can come back to those questions because they've
That's
popped
right.
up on chat. Yeah. Awesome. And what about you, Michael? How are you finding this? How are you finding
So
everything?
for Yeah, actually, I started a little bit challenging on the first week because, as I've said, I'm a former accounting specialist. So it so happened that May 10th, or our start of the program, was my last week with the company. So I a little bit struggled with the way I handle those works because I am transferring my knowledge to my um, another processor, which will handle
Mm,
my process. So starting off, it's a little bit challenging, but I'm getting used to it. So I started catching up early this week, and I'm finding it a little bit more interesting now than last week because I cannot have or I cannot find so much time with those back a few days back. So
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially this week. This week would be a little bit more special to me because it's our BI week. So you know
Oh,
that I am a visual person, so
yeah.
it's more of an eye candy for me to learn more about those creating dashboards and creating those information that can easily be digested by the viewers you are showing your dashboard. So it's a more interesting one this week.
Oh, right. And are you guys watching the recordings? Because all the live sessions are recorded and then they pop up into your calendar. So they're there for you to refer to if you didn't quite get something. Are you referring back to those?
Yes, actually, I am referring to those videos because actually you cannot absorb all the knowledge with just one sitting. So once in a while, especially with SQL last week, we had some coding. So I have no background actually with those, but um, once I've seen it early this week that I am chopping all those segments with the SQL video. So
Yes.
I can see that, I do have some background with Excel, and SQL is a little more inclined with those, especially with the functions. So it is more closer than I thought it would be when it
Yeah.
comes to learning those language.
Yeah, because you've got an accounting background, right? You said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
we
you would
use
have worked with
actually Excel.
Excel.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it wouldn't be so much of a shock if
yeah.
someone tried to do it if they had no idea what Excel is. So
Actually,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, good on you. And what about you, Neil?
Yes, I actually go back to the recordings because you get a little bit of information and you can actually add that to your knowledge bank. So in
Mm,
case you find something or find something interesting, then you can always go back and review the recording. So it's
Yeah.
actually very helpful, and we can always refer to those discussion we had with our tutor.
Yeah. And are you guys active in the Slack channel that you're, in the community and the Slack channel that we've put you in with all your other fellow
Well, yes,
students?
some of my classmates in this May intake are reaching out, especially when we had our first homework. So over the last week, our tutor gave us an exercises to do the SQL language,
Yes.
and of course, not all of us has IT background. So somebody's reaching out to me if I can share something about the homework.
Yeah.
So I can add with that with Neil. So we just created a group with Slack. So I'm with Neil and another one with Pearl. So we're batchmates here. So every time we had some challenge, I'll just ping them and they will just, what have you learned? Or I'm not used to this language. What would be uh, your recommendation. I have a question. Can you clear this one out? So we're starting to build some collaboration with
Yeah.
other classmates we have, especially with Neil and Pearl.
Yeah. It's interesting because you will. This is all, it's more than just this too. You're going to be building networks globally, right? So
Yes.
imagine that, because if you were in a not just in your country in four walls going into a class, you're going to build a network just within the country. But here you're building it globally, and that actually extends your reach to potential employment later on. You
Yeah.
never know
That's right.
what this beginning foundation, where it's going to take you in your career. So well done, guys. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to share about? I know, Neil, you said that you already are using Question Hub. Now, those of you that are watching, Question Hub is amazing. There's, I think it's more now, about 3,500, might be up towards the 4,000 questions and answers now there. And if you get stuck, you can jump on there, ask a question, and if it's been asked before and answered, those will pop up. If it hasn't been asked or answered before, then you can submit it, and then other people will come in, tutors and everything, they'll be able to answer that for you. So it's really good. So you're finding that really useful, Neil?
Yeah.
That's right. So there's actually segregated items there for business intelligence, and as of the last count, it already has over 1,000 questions.
Yeah.
So I actually take the time every day to read at least 10 questions and answers, and those are very helpful.
Wow, good on you. I've never heard anyone say that before, but that's really good to actually be reading 10 questions and answers a day. That actually adds to your knowledge bank. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
yourself, Michael.
yeah, also I can add with Neil and also the culture of the organization as well. So with regards to Q Hub or Question Hub, I tried several times and it everyone is very helpful. They answer my questions less than a day. So the following day you have a ton of answers with your questions and they're very helpful. So as well as they also give some insights, especially when you ask
Mm,
for some guidance. You ask for a particular topic with those subjects or topics that you've tackled. So if it's
mm.
not clear with you, they can also jump in and give you some insights on how they learned the language.
Yeah, that's really good, and that is so good to hear that you guys are getting that as well. That we know it, but it's good to hear from people that they're actually getting that. So thank you for sharing about your first 2 weeks, guys. We're looking forward to actually the next fortnight, because there'll be so much more that you've learnt, and you'll be able to give some insights to everyone that is watching as well. So thank you so much, guys, for your time and your sharing today. We'll catch up with you in 2 weeks on Friday, the same time in 2 weeks. and we will see where you guys are at the end. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.